On a cold morning in Southfield, a 9-year-old black boy named Elijah boarded a city bus alone for the first time, clutching a single-dollar bill. He was excited. Today was pizza day at school, and for once, he had a chance to try a slice. But everything changed when he saw an injured woman get insulted and kicked off the bus by the driver for not having money. Elijah made a decision that stunned everyone. What he didn't know was that this seemingly small act of kindness would open a door to a brighter future, one he never dared to dream. Southfield woke beneath gray clouds pressed low against the skyline like a warning. The morning chill slid through cracked window frames of a rundown apartment building where Elijah lived with his father, Darnell. Their modest 2-room unit, filled with secondhand furniture and the scent of boiling water, hummed quietly. Elijah sat at the kitchen table slipping on worn sneakers as Darnell paced by the window, phone pressed to his ear, frustration mounting. He had arranged for Miss Carroll, their elderly neighbor, to walk Elijah to school. But she wasn't answering. Her voicemail played for the 5th time. Darnell rubbed his temples, eyes darting between his phone and the wall clock. 20 minutes left before the bus left for the warehouse job he had prayed for all week. Missing that interview could mean another month without steady income. "Dad," Elijah said, tugging his coat, "I remember the way. I can take the bus myself." Darnell knelt down. "Eli, you've never done that alone." "I know, but I can do it," Elijah said, voice calm with quiet courage. After a long pause, Darnell sighed and pressed the soft, worn dollar bill into Elijah's palm. "This will get you on the bus. Don't lose it. Don't buy snacks. Eat that pizza at school. You've been dreaming about it all week." Elijah nodded, gripping the bill like treasure. The Southfield City bus hissed as it stopped at the corner. Its rusting metal groaned. Elijah stepped aboard slowly. The driver, a middle-aged white man with a hardened face, didn't speak, just extended his hand. Elijah placed the dollar in it, reluctantly letting go. "What? You deaf?" the driver muttered, tearing a ticket and shoving it toward him. "Good morning," Elijah whispered, but no one seemed to hear. He slid into a back seat, cradling his backpack. Outside the window, the city was gray, cracked sidewalks, chain-link fences, weary faces. Inside, the heater clicked loudly. An older woman sniffled. Someone coughed. Elijah thought about pizza again, melting cheese, crispy crust. He hadn't had it in weeks, not since groceries became a stretch. He tried not to blame his dad. Darnell worked hard, gave everything, but it hurt to go without the little things. At the 4th stop, the doors opened with a groan. A woman stepped in slowly, hesitating like the air itself might reject her. Elijah noticed her immediately. Her coat was thin, sleeves torn. Mud clung to the hem. A faint line of dried blood traced her cheekbone. Her hands trembled as she searched her coat. I lost my wallet," she told the driver, her voice controlled but desperate. "I just need to get a Midtown medical. I can pay later." The driver scoffed. "You people always got a story." Elijah flinched. The passengers looked, then looked away. "Please," the woman said. "I was robbed. I have nothing." "Then get off my bus," the driver barked. She stepped back, humiliated. Her lips trembled, but she didn't cry. "Not yet. You ain't getting anything for free today. You're probably high or worse," the driver snapped. Elijah's chest tightened. The way the man said, "You people," it was like the way security guards followed Darnell in stores. It wasn't about rules. It was about who was asking. No one moved. No one helped. Without thinking, Elijah stood. His heart pounded. His hands were sweating. He remembered the transfer stub the driver hadn't seen him tuck away. Reaching into his bag, he pulled out a single-dollar bill, folded tight. "Pizza day." He stepped forward. "Here," he said. "She can have mine." The driver blinked. "This your mama?" Elijah shook his head. "So why you care?" He didn't answer, just held out the dollar again. A cough broke the silence. Coins clinked. An old man tossed change into the tray. A woman murmured, "Let the boy sit down." The driver yanked the dollar from Elijah's hand and waved the woman aboard. She walked slowly, cheeks flushed. As she passed Elijah, she whispered, "Thank you." He nodded, returning to his seat. His legs trembled. It wasn't about pizza anymore. It was about dignity, about being seen. The woman, her name was Camille, sat beside Elijah. At first, they didn't speak. "You didn't have to do that," she said softly. "Yeah, I did," Elijah replied. "Why?" "Because no one else was going to." Camille blinked hard. Elijah reached into his backpack and handed her a napkin. "What's your name?" she asked. "Elijah." "What's yours?" "Camille." There was a pause. Elijah added, "That driver once yelled at my dad for being short 10 cents. We had to walk home." He looked up at her. "I was scared then, but I'm not scared now." When the bus reached the 6th stop, Elijah stood. Camille watched him go. She pressed her face to the window as the bus pulled away, watching the boy disappear into the morning chill. She reached into her coat and tore a piece of the transfer slip, scribbling, "Route 14, 6:52 a.m., 6th Vagrand, Braverton Elementary." She didn't know why yet, but she knew this wasn't over. The next morning, sun broke through the haze for the first time in days. At Braverton Elementary, a black SUV pulled up to the office. Out stepped Camille, scarf hiding her bruise, posture firm. Inside, she asked for Elijah. The secretary frowned. "We can't give out student information." "I don't need records," Camille said. "I just want to thank him." A cough interrupted. Darnell stood at the door, still in his delivery uniform. "I'm his dad," he said. Camille turned. "You raised a remarkable kid." She told him everything, the bus, the dollar, the napkin. When she offered to help, a scholarship, school supplies, a job referral, Darnell hesitated, then nodded slowly. By the end of the week, Elijah's lunch tray held 2 pizza slices. The letter home said he'd been granted a scholarship based on character. Elijah didn't understand the grown-up words, but Darnell's quiet tears said enough. Behind the scenes, Camille had secured a position for Darnell at Vitech Med. Within a month, he wore a uniform with his name stitched across the chest. They moved into a warmer apartment. Hot water, working heat, a kitchen table with 2 real chairs. Camille visited now and then. She brought books. Quiet conversation. Months later, at Braverton's Kindness Week assembly, Elijah stood at the podium. "I don't know if what I did was that big," he said. "I just saw someone who needed help, and I had something to give. My dad says, even if it's small, if you can give it, you should." In the back, Camille stood beside Darnell. They didn't clap louder than anyone else, but they didn't need to. Sometimes the world tilts, just slightly, when a kid like Elijah decides to do the right thing. And sometimes that tilt is just enough.